funny and really cool, and one of the reasons I wanted to show you guys this story quite desperately is Deborah actually has quite a lot of involvement with the plot going forward. Dare I say, in some respects, may even end up having more than us. Lieutenant Serentine knelt beside the body of the minister, careful not to cut herself on the broken slivers of glass that surrounded his right hand. A shattered goblet lay in fragments across the cobblestones of the alley. Shards twinkled in the light of her lantern. She turned over a piece of glass cautiously and watched a bit of red wine stain the stone beneath. What had the minister been doing in the poor area of Divinity's Reach? Who was responsible for his death? Lieutenant? One of her men stepped into the end of the alley, saluting. Serentine looked back over her shoulder and arched a brow. He shifted uncomfortably in his red livery. The symbol of the ministry guard blazoned on his chest. The Seraph are demanding control of the crime scene. The Seraph? She rose from her crouch, adjusting the warhammer on her back. They have no jurisdiction. A minister has been murdered. This is a ministry issue. Murdered while he was inside the walls of Divinity's Reach. A news speaker pushed aside the ministry guard and strode down the alley toward her. That's clearly our area of concern. He was handsome, sandy brown hair hanging lightly across his coppery eyes. Lieutenant Serentine. He greeted her as an afterthought. She narrowed her eyes. Captain Thackeray? Taking a personal interest? He was murdered by bandits in our city streets. You bet your hammer I am. Well, guys. Yes, it is true. Welcome to a bonus episode. We're going to be doing a couple of these on the row where we take a glimpse into the past and an insight into the world before Casey Whitetail explored outside the city and defended Shamar from centaurs. We're going to be taking a look at the adventures of his sister, Deborah Whitetail, pre her joining the Screaming Falcons and the Seraph. So, this is a little bit of an opportunity for us to look back at the Divinity's Reach storylines we missed. Currently, she is in the starter armor for the game, slightly blue tinted. And why is that? Well, because Deborah is a guardian. Guardians specialize in protective and defensive magic. A deep sense of loyalty to their allies fuels their passion and power. They're also skilled with a variety of weapons, which they put to good use against their enemies. Guardians wear heavy armor. I could have actually made her a ranger, and we could have interpreted her character like that. However, because of the whole alley thing, if you make her medium armor, she doesn't get to wear the cool Seraph stuff. And to really make Deborah, she needs to be in Seraph gear, right? So I wanted to have her on heavy. We've gone with Guardian. This is a class you guys haven't seen at all throughout the story. Several decisions have been made that I'll be talking about as our adventure progresses here. But let's just suffice it to say, we'll take it nice and piecemeal and comfortable, seeing a side of Divinity's Reach that maybe we weren't too familiar with before. Currently, we have a sword equipped, and we have 3 skills here. They are all the racial human abilities. So we have the Prayer to Dwayna, which is just a straight uphill. We have the Prayer to Cormir, which will cleanse conditions from us. And we have the Prayer to Lissa, which will give us random boons. Deborah's story really starts as a commoner living among the people of Divinity's Reach, as was expressed in the character creator here. I was raised among the common folk of Divinity's Reach. We're the working class, the cogs that keep the city running. I help out at a tavern owned by my friends, Andrew and his daughter, Petra. So, how she got to this point, what she knows of her family, will be very relevant things as we go forward. But let's just go see our old friends at the pub over here with Twitcher, and it looks like there's a problem outside. Hold on, these are bandits. Bandits openly in the city?
Keep walking. If you ain't a friend of Big-Nosed Ted, you ain't welcome here.
I don't like the look of this. Excuse me? Bandit Scout, what are you looking at? Get out of my face before I hurt you. Your face is already hurting me. Back off. What are you looking at? They all gonna say the same thing?
Come on, sweetness. Just one dance. Let's see where it takes us.
Only if you get a job, a haircut, and a clue. And maybe not even then.
This must be your lucky day, darling. Because I'm thinking about taking you home with me.
Me? Did he say that specifically to me? Because I'm a female character. That's kind of hilarious. Uptown Johnny. I'm not sure I like the look of you. We've got Big Nose Ted here.
Hey, watch it. You almost spilled my drink. And I almost had to mop it up with your face.
Oh, it does feel like a bit of a rough pub right now.
Yeah, mess that clown up, Ted. Let's see some teeth flying.
And Blaze here.
Walk away, citizen, or you'll wake up medium rare.
Jesus.
Do your worst.
Yeah, I'll do my worst.
Get out of my sight. I got nothing to say to you.
You guys got no idea how dangerous I can be.
Keep walking, sister. Don't touch me, don't talk to me. Don't even look at me.
I love how it's all gendered here, you know, that they've actually noticed that we're a female, so they have specific voice acting for that. What we're actually playing here, guys, is because it's early human stuff, it's some of the personal story that the devs spent a ton of time and effort working on, so you see all these cool little bits of quality, and it's a good thing to do that at the start of the game, really. Hey, Petra! What is going on?
Greetings. I'm so glad to see you. I heard that you were up and around, but I was still worried.
I'm fine. Thanks for coming to see me. You know I love you and your father, but you both worry too much.
That's because you take too many risks.
Hey, girl. Stop gabbing and bring me a drink.
I think you've had enough, buddy. You're cut off. Now get out of my tavern.
Don't make me cripple you, old man. Give me more ale, and this time, it's on the house.
Leave my father alone, you ugly goon, or I'll call the sheriff.
Ugly? I'll show you ugly, honey. Hope you're looking for a fight, because now you got one. Let him have it, boys.
great kissers. I'm here, Dad.
Knock you out and look good doing it.
Help is on the way.
Oh my god, so they attacked the old man! Ridiculous! So here's Uptown Johnny. Let's try and take him out, shall we? I love the way that, what's he called? Jesus, he's totally down. Andrew here looks, innkeeper Andrew. His arms are so thick and fat, you don't really see any humans with that kind of character model anywhere else in the game. I love the idea of maybe getting a tonic turning us into him, but yeah, look, he's so damaged. Oh my god.
Greetings.
Greetings, Petra. Okay, so, yeah, let's cleave these guys down and hopefully save some of these tavern patrons and talk a bit about what the Guardian does. It's really important as the story goes along here that we know what the Guardian does, because we're going to be seeing a lot of gameplay on Guardian coming up.
Leave it.
All will be revealed as time goes forward. So let's see. First, you got your auto attack chain. Just hit people and do damage. It chains one attack, Sword of Wrath, into Sword Arc, into Sword Wave. The wave is like a splash out of lots of mini projectiles of damage. It's kind of cool. You get the Symbol of Blades. Is the skill 2 is actually really complicated and has a ton of different things. First of all, it's a teleport. So here we got Blaze up on the stairs who's standing ground, right? When I use the skill 2, I'll blink over to him, right? Which is cool. Then I strike him with a sword and blind him. Then I drop this big AoE around me. So this is a special type of AoE only Guardians get, called symbols. There's a ton of that in the game. So symbols do damage to enemies in them and give you buffs as well.
I surrender.
So this symbol gives me fury. So this one skill does about 100 different things, right? If I don't have a target, I won't teleport, but we can just place this down wherever we like, and any of us or our allies standing in it, next to Deborah, gets fury, which increases our crit chance really early in the game. It's a strong buff, boon, and we get it right at the start. So that's very cool. Moving up.
Pound you into the ground like a big nail.
Oh, I'm sure you will, Deadeye Delia. We also then get Zealot's Defense, the skill 3. And this is kind of like an ranged ability, as you see. It creates a shield in front of us, which then fires swords out in front of it, magical swords. But also, that shield blocks projectiles. So do you see how she's using a rifle against us and she just knocked us away? If I use this again here, if you watch, when she shoots us, it just hits the barrier and does nothing. So it's a pretty cool skill. There I accidentally de-target her, right, as I was trying to create my symbol. And that sword.
I yield.
It has a lot of stuff on it, honestly. Lots of quality of life. It's one of the best weapons for Guardian. And you start the game with it. So that's good. So Ted's run all the way up here. Hey, Twitchy Jake. How's it going? So I'll note as well, the story that you're seeing me play throughout this bonus episode here is a story a lot of the player base knows very well. Because remember how you get a Black Lion key every time you get to certain thresholds in the story? If you're really fast and efficient at the game, this is one of the quickest ways to get a Black Lion key.
Okay.
It's like once a week, a lot of Guild Wars 2 players will zerg their way through this story step as fast as possible. So there is endless heaps of trivia and weird minutiae about the mechanics of how these instances work in terms of how people blink around and finish them as quickly as possible. I won't be going into that kind of detail. But hey, Ted.
Let's play who can hit the hardest. I'll go first.
Oh, I'm sure I'm very intimidated by you there, my friend. Okay, so in he comes. Not necessarily any dangerous combat music here. So he has knockdowns and stuff. I'm just going to drop the symbol and just hit him as much as possible. So that's our sword. We also see up here as a Guardian 3 buttons. Now, remember, Guardian gets special unique skills on a sword, but also they get their core mechanic, right? Like where Elementalists are attunement swapping, or Warriors get adrenaline and you know, burst skills. The Guardian gets these 3 abilities here. They're called virtues, and I'll go over those very soon. There you go. That's all of them dealt with, and we're a hero. We only just got back. Oh, I went the wrong way there. And hopefully they're okay downstairs. Oh, the police have come. The Ministry Guard. Hey.
Bandits, thieves, and brawlers. By order of the Ministry Guard, you are all under arrest.
Hey, they started it. I was just defending my friend.
Commander Serentine, what's the meaning of this? What are you doing here?
Nice of you to show up, Captain. I'm here keeping the peace. Something you and your seraph can't seem to do. Now who's interfering? And on behalf of a mere commoner? What foolishness. Guards, take the rest of these maggots to the prison. We're done here.
Captain, please, that ugly goon hurt my father. Can you help us?
That looks nasty. It could take weeks to heal without the right medicine. That medicine is expensive.
I hate to call in a marker, Captain, but I did help you when you needed it. Mind if I ask you to return the favor?
Talk to Lieutenant Francis at the 9th Company's base camp. Tell him I sent you. And he'll give you all the supplies you need.
Alright, okay, so pretty humble beginnings with the story here as On the Mend continues. We meet these...
If Serentine keeps swiping our low-level prisoners, we'll have to start arresting a better class of villain.
We meet these curious Ministry Guards, and Serentine in charge of them. And Logan Thackeray becomes familiar, at least somewhat, with Deborah here. I'm glad you were here. This could have been much worse. Thanks for doing the right thing. Thanks for vouching for me. How is it these bandits are so widespread? Unfortunately, the Seraph is stretched thin across Kryta. We simply can't be everywhere at once. Well, I'm no Seraph, but I am willing to help. I've seen you defend those in need. I respect that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get going. Well, maybe this is the early time where Deborah decides she might like to be a Seraph. Here you'll notice another interesting mechanic where once we make the first option, we're actually denied to make the second, and Logan just immediately walks off. I wish that the story did that more often. But yeah, hey patron, you alright?
May the 6 watch over you.
Thank you. Those thugs would have beat us senseless. We're actually charming for what it's worth. They rule by intimidation. Master your fear and they have nothing. There you go. But we can raise our dignity just a little bit there. Are you okay here, Petra? I'm so sorry I couldn't do more. She doesn't actually want to talk to us. I guess she's just so preoccupied here with the innkeeper. And this barmaid almost I thought was a bandit for a second there. Alright, so yeah, a little insight into our life. Let's go figure out this medicine by speaking to Lieutenant Francis outside the city for the first time.
I need your help.
Alright, so we'll see that he's here next to the farm here at Farmer Deer, who currently is dealing with a Plainsworm Queen problem. I'll help you deal with this Queen. So let's look at our virtues as we fight this out here, okay? So, first of all, you've got the virtue of justice. So this is like your damaging virtue. So what it means is all 3 of these are like signets, basically, guys. They give us passives, but we can activate them for an immediate effect, just like signets. So the passive here is that as we attack, we'll occasionally burn a thing. See how we put burning on one of those strikes? And the worm went down, okay? So that's what that does passively. But if I press the button, if you watch really coolly here, look at my user interface. When I press F1, you see we get this fire all around our skills and stuff. And what this is telling me is next time I strike, I will instantly burn. And I won't just instantly burn, but the burn that I apply there will last longer. It does more damage. You see, we do 33 damage with the passive, and we do 66, double the damage on the active. So, you can kind of choose just like a signet whether you want to sacrifice the passive to get the active. So that's the first one, justice. I'll show you the next 2 after we've spoken to get these supplies. Probably best not to dilly-dally if somebody's mortally wounded here. Hello, Lieutenant Francis.
I'll watch over this place.
How can I help you, citizen? Captain Thackeray said you could provide me with medical supplies. I'm sorry, I'd like to, especially if Captain Thackeray sent you, but all of our medical supplies were stolen by bandits. God damn it, the bandits are a problem again. A good friend of mine needs those supplies. How can I help? Well, maybe we can help each other. The bandits probably stored the supplies deep in their hideout in the caves south of Shaymore Fields. Recover them, and your friend will get the first batch. Deal. I'll be back as soon as I can with the supplies.
We should be with Logan. No offense to you guys, but Logan is where the action happens.
I've seen more combat in a day than he's seen all year.
More combat? More food, maybe.
Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. And what I could do with the sword, by the way, is target that mower all the way over there and use the 2 to like try and jump towards him. Even though I didn't actually attack him. Well, there I did actually attack him. But you can do things like that to move quicker. So I can target this rabbit, and then as I get closer, use the 2. And there's kind of a nice thing about Guardian that you can just keep moving and moving and moving. So yeah, that was the first, the Virtue of Justice, where we can create fire around our skills and stuff. We've also got the Virtue of Resolve. So this one's about healing. We, you know, it doesn't mean that we're a traditional MMO healing monk that can't do anything else. We've got a lot of damage and things, but we are a supportive thing, right? And so F2 baked into every build any Guardian ever has. You have F2, and check this out. Passively, it just means we're always regenerating health. I have the Prayer to Dwayne here to heal myself actively, but I'll just always be regenerating because of this. But then, same as the other, I can trade it in for an active heal. So if I run over towards some of these bandits and I let them hit me just a little bit.
Help me over here!
See, Deborah's an adult by the time this story starts, I like to believe. So we're actually already level 20. These bandits shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. All right, well, that other player there just killed that guy and completely ruined the plan. So let's try and attack this one. Here we go. Start fighting this bandit. If you watch, every second, look, I'm getting 10 health, 10 health, 10 health, 10 health. He only does 30 per attack, so it's like impossible for him to kill me, really. But if I use my F2 actively, if you look at the green number, I heal for a lot more. I healed for 35. Straight up. So, and that's AoE as well, and it cleanses conditions. Not that these guys are really doing conditions, but there you go. So that's 2 of our virtues, and then the third and final virtue is a really, really special one. That is the reason you just saw a big shield appear around me, a big blue shield. So we'll see that in a second. Anyway, desperate medicine. Come on into the cave. Hello, bandits. Can I get the medicine, please?
Petra, what are you doing here? How did you find this place?
I followed you. I'm not going to sit around and worry about my father when I can help. Families look out for each other. You're like family too. I'm not losing either of you. Not without a fight.
Fine, you can help. But stay close and be careful.
Stop worrying about me. I can take care of myself. You're the one who just got out of the hospital. It feels good swinging Miss Timber again. She's been tucked away behind the bar for too long.
Miss Timber. So she's like this lunatic that basically just has a giant bat that she carries around with her.
We need those supplies. It's not just the wound. My dad will shrivel up and die if he can't work.
So I quite like you, Petra. That's kind of cool. Right, so we'll move along and hope that she's safe. And as a guardian, we can try and keep her safe.
He just took all the loot away to organize it.
Oh my god. I was trying to get close so we could hear them better, but I think I might have interrupted their conversation there. Here, I'm going to use a 3 because it looked like that guy in the back was using a projectile. Let's keep through. Careful, Petra. So, yeah, let's talk about our virtue of courage. Passively gives us Aegis periodically. So what is Aegis? Aegis is a boon, okay? But as a guardian, we basically will permanently have that boon constantly coming back on us, okay? And what Aegis does is it means you block an attack. So as a guardian, for free, as you just run around the world, you're generally going to block the first strike something attacks you with, which is amazing because there you go. So Aegis just got added to us for free now. And there, you see I got Aegis. There's no duration on anything. It's just there. And so that stops you getting in combat and allows you to waypoint and stuff. It's just really, really nice quality of life. And you just passively keep getting that back. Just a free block. Someone could try and attack me with 100,000 damage, right? That should one-shot anything in the game. But because I'm a guardian, it will just break Aegis instead, and I'll be alive. And guardian is really the one class out of all 9 that does a lot with Aegis. Some of them get a little bit of Aegis, but Guardian gets loads of it. It's kind of like how Necros get Fear really well. we get Aegis really well. And so that's what the F3 is doing. It's passively giving this back. It takes 40 seconds to refresh after it's been broken, so it's not always there, but it is nice. And then the active is get it on demand. Yeah, so, and give it to my friends as well. So you notice all of the passives are like selfish. Selfishly do more damage, selfishly heal, selfishly gain Aegis, or we can activate them for AoE, right? We can activate to heal Petra, or we can activate here. If I press F3, you see she gets the shield, she gets Aegis. And that one will only last 20 seconds because, you know, you can't give infinite Aegis to other people. That'd be a bit broken, I guess. But, yeah, so now I no longer passively get back, but I've given it to her. And that's the idea of the virtues. So virtues get augmented by traits in 1,000 ways. Just try and remember that's what virtues are. Okay, moving on.
Moas. They're big but skittish. It would be careful. Don't let them see us until Miss Timber here is ready to introduce herself.
Okay, wait. She just interrupted herself, saying it would be easy to spook these mowers. So let's head on over to these.
Remember when we used to ride Rancher Meppy's herd? I bet these birds are just as skittish.
Oh.
Sounds like something's bothering the mowers.
Everything bothers those blasted birds. I say let them squawk.
Okay, well, let them squawk then. Hold on. So how do we want to spook them, though? Do we want to attack them? I don't think I want to attack them. I don't think I want to press F on them. Do we want to throw something on them, maybe? Oh, here's a veteran king mower in the middle. The king mower. The mowers are asleep right now. Oh, they're sleeping on their feet. I like that idea. But they are notoriously excitable. If you startle one, the entire flock could stampede. Okay, so what do we want to do? Boot the mower in the butt or gently push the mower toward the exit of the cave? Let's boot it in the butt.
There they go. Look at those feathers fly.
The blasted mowers are out. Get those stupid birds under control.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. It's weird because I feel like we should be getting combat music in a lot of these scenarios and we're not. So by doing this, we can actually stealthily go through this mission without fighting any of the bandits. And there's so many in this cave. I mean, I don't want to have to take on an army.
Is it just me? Or does everything taste better out of silver mugs?
I think it's because it's got that nice just stolen feel to it.
Sure it does, people. I kind of want to take these guys out at least. We definitely don't have to, but I feel like they deserve it. So here, I'm going to give Petra Aegis. Oh, they're already dead anyway. Brilliant. And I could press the F1 to, you know, spike a bit more damage.
It's that hey. On the bar. Recruit, kill this clown.
It sounded like one of the slobs who messed up the bar. They're supposed to be in jail.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, because at the entrance we saw Big Nose Ted and stuff.
Racket down there.
You're kidding, right?
Rookies, bleeding useless. Hey, I need backup over here.
So he's noticed we're killing him. Yeah, I was wondering about that because, hold on, didn't Serentine saying all these bandits are going to jail? That's literally what happened. She tried to put us in jail. Logan stood in. So why are they all in this cave? How did they manage to escape? I did want to say that at the entrance, but definitely if Petra's thinking it out loud now as well, it's something worth noting. So we'll come along. More bandits. So we're going to have a boss fight here.
Dead. I'm Big Nose Ted's right-hand man.
Okay, Big Nose Ted's right-hand man. Let's see how you fare against us, Twitchy Jake.
Hey, keep your hands off me.
So this is actually the second time we fight him.
Okay. Surrender.
He surrenders, and we can speak to him. He says, "Stop, I give up. I've seen the error of my ways, and it's straight and narrow from here on out. I swear it, by Dwayne's tears." That's the second time we've beat you up, though, dude. All right, I'll let you live, but I'm keeping my eye on you. I like how we're not quite a murderer. You're not a murderer, are you, Debs? You believe in justice and imprisonment, right? So, medicals. Here we go. Here's the medical supply chest. So let's pick this up. The contents are jumbled together. At the bottom, you find a wooden box of Seraph medical supplies. Take the supplies.
To the mist, tell him Twitchy Jake sent you.
Twitchy Jake, what are you doing? You said that you were not going to fight anymore. So, no redemption for Twitchy Jake, and we actually do get to take him out.
Who I am? I'm famous. Everything bad.
I'm sure you have. He gives himself might by saying that as well. That's kind of interesting. And he gets more reinforcements here as well. These are bandit bodyguards. They actually have frenzy on them, which means that their animations are faster.
You got me.
But down they go. Silly bandits. You should be in jail.
I've got to get these supplies back to the Seraph. I'll bring your father what he needs right after I talk to Lieutenant Francis.
All right, but hurry. I'll go check on Dad. See you back at the tavern.
Okie dokie.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon too, Petra. We can jump ourselves out. So the mystery, the plot begins to thicken a little bit. Of course, you guys should remember from Casey's adventures that we do find out the bandits are up to a lot of scummy stuff. We do find out that they are in connection with actual prestigious and important societies within Divinity's Reach. And so here we're actually seeing a little bit of Deborah's perspective on that in the early days. Anyway, back to Francis and let's see what he says.
These are dangerous times.
I got the medical supplies. That's quite a feat. No wonder Captain Thackeray trusts you. I saw Twitchy Jake with the supplies, but the Ministry Guard arrested him. Why is he out? That scoundrel's free again. After you take the medicine to your friend, report to Captain Thackeray. He needs to know about Twitchy Jake's early release. I will, thanks. So it seems that they've had a bit of a bandit problem in that they keep arresting them and then they mysteriously get out. And in this scenario, they've got out super quick. All right, so let's go back up and see whether the medicine's done the trick.
You're back. They're upstairs. Take a left. First door on the right. Quick.
Okay, thanks, Barbara. Thanks, Bobs. Andrew and Petra are upstairs. Take a left in the first room on the right. There they do a bit of an overlap with the dialogue. So up here, left. This is the first room on the left. It's a very nice room, though, isn't it? I love the lighting and everything in it. My God. Can I stay in here? Oh, it looks so good. I want to sit in that chair. All right, no, we're coming over here. Hey.
Oh.
Easy, Andrew. Here, drink this. It probably tastes terrible, but it'll get you back on your feet.
Settle down, Dad. I'm here now, and you'll be better soon. Thanks to you, my friend. And please, can you thank Captain Thackeray for us?
Of course. I need to speak with him anyway. I've learned something important he needs to know.
Good. Our connection to Logan Thackeray growing ever by the day.
Nothing like ale.
Nothing like how he sounds fine. God's bless you. Keeping my daughter safe and getting my medicines. I couldn't be prouder if you were my own child. Are you sure you're okay? I'll be fine. I can feel myself mending already. Now, go see the captain. Doesn't pay to keep important folk waiting. I'm on my way. Yeah, I like that. We're commoners, right? So, and Logan's like this godly, like, noble. Go on. My father will be fine. Go. Speak with Captain Thackeray. Are you sure you'll be all right? Look, the colour has already returned to his face. He'll be fussing about me soon enough. I should let him rest. Take care, Petra. So, you might be tempted to leave the instance here, but actually, what we want to do is turn around and come downstairs, and you'll see Captain Logan's come to see us. And there's someone else here too, a niece.
Captain Thackeray, what are you doing here?
We came to check on the tavern keeper, and on you. But where are my manners? Allow me to introduce Countess Anise, Master Exemplar of the Shining Blade.
It's an honor, my lady. Captain, I found the medical supplies, but there's something else. Twitchy Jake was there. He's free, even though he was arrested in the tavern brawl.
Is that so? There's been no trial. Those troublemakers should still be in prison, unless they've been deliberately freed. But who would do that? And why?
They'll never tell us willingly. I'd send someone to infiltrate their hideout, but they know my seraph.
I'll go. I don't want Big-Nosed Ted and his gang on the loose. And I still owe them for hurting my friend.
What a brave little soldier you are. You'll need a disguise, of course. Hooligans only talk freely to each other.
I can tell you where their hideout is. All you need is an outfit from one of the bandits themselves, and you're in.
Leave it to me. I'll get the gear I need to blend in and see what they're up to.
Outstanding. Pull this off, and you'll be doing Kryta and her queen a great service. And you will have impressed me yet again. Good luck. Undercover work is tricky. To pull this off, you'll have to eat, breathe, think, and stink like a bandit.
This is cool. We've got so much initiative. Very badass. So there you go. That's step 2 complete. Desperate medicine. It's very curious to me that he brings a niece to see us. They all go up actually into the room to check on Andrew. I wonder what they actually have to say. Exercise grave caution around bandits. They turn on you in a heartbeat. Thanks for the warning, but I'll be okay. I can handle a few bandits. I admire your confidence. It's quite stimulating. Wow, Anise. Very well, off you go. Watch yourself in those caves. Once you have the information, leave immediately. I'll meet you at my office. Understood. So you notice how the story hasn't taken us to the upper city or anywhere near it the entire time so far? I really like that. You know, this is the commoner's story. So, yeah, let's infiltrate the bandits. Of course, from completing that story step as we run over, you guys did see we got a shield as a reward. So let's go on with some Guardian stuff and equip this shield. So, we get 2 new abilities, obviously for Orphan. This is the main hand Orphan setup. Sword, Shield, Guardian is kind of the defining Guardian thing to me, in my mind. So, yeah, let's see what we've got. Well, first of all, there is the Shield of Judgment. That's named after a Guild Wars 1 skill. This is to create a shielding wave in front of us that damages foes and giving protection and aegis to me and 5 allies. Okay, so the skill 3 on Sword did this, right? Which is kind of like a projectile shield in front of ourselves. Shield of Judgment does this. It's a wave we splash out for a split second. And yeah, it throws Aegis out on everyone around us and hits things in front of us. Very simple skill, one I really enjoy. I feel like this is about the right level of things it does. It's like complicated but not too complicated. I still believe in a version of Guild Wars 2 where you continuously buy from vendors higher tier skills as you level up, and each time you get a new tier, a new thing comes. So at first, I think this should only do damage. Then later, you can upgrade it to have more targets, and then later you can upgrade it to add protection, and later you upgrade it to get Aegis. That would teach people all the different functions of skills really well if you split it through all 80 levels. Anyway, you got that, and then the Shield 5, I guess I'll show you inside. Here's the Bandit Cave, though, for Infiltration.
Trespassing, jerk. Now I have to hurt you.
So what? You're the door guard, are you? Is that what's going on? So here, look, he'll attack us. We block it. Now I'm going to use the Shield 4. We get Aegis back. We block it again. See? So pretty nice. And then we can blind him, and he can't hit us there. He's done nothing so far, and now he's dead. So you can kind of chain stuff like that as a guard and be very, very tanky. So anyway, he died, and we were looking for an outfit, remember? Well, the game kind of suggested we were going to have a different story step for that, but we're just going to pick this up straight away. Just check it out. Bandit outfit. Very nice looking, Deborah. It's a good thing that that guy's clothes fit you so perfectly with you. Well, come on in, fresh meat. You look soft, but we'll de-tenderize you until even Captain Thackeray won't be able to chew you up. Good one. Thanks. See, look, we can put on the kind of the worst voice.
Welcome to the barbecue, new meat. My name's Switch.
I'm called Shadow. I got out just today.
Free pardon, huh? Me too. Cheers for the ministry, eh? Who'd have known they were such an understanding bunch? We're gearing up for a big job this time. Make yourself useful and ask around for something to do.
Well, we already learned something. So hold on, the ministry is actually... I mean, we suspected Serentine might have been in on it a little bit, right? But so the ministry's helping the bandits get out? Is that what you just said? We've got a sweet deal here. I love how the ministry bails us out if we get caught. As long as we keep working for them, I can't see a downside. So, pretty blatant connection between the ministry, or some of the ministry, and the bandits. That is sweet, as long as the Seraph don't pinch us later. So this is what happens when you have so many distinct different, you know, jurisdictions and people and bureaucratic factions within Divinity's Reach. So the bandits hanging out in this cave here. The light coming in, shining in from there is really nice. Well, what do we got? Well, we got to get information more from Dead-Eye Della, Uptown Johnny, and Blaze. All of them are here. So let's start with Delia. So, you think you're tough enough to join up with us, eh? Prove it. All right, you asked for it. I'm very comfortable taking you out here. So she's reasonably tanky, if I remember, but nothing too dangerous. She also shoots really slow, so you can just sort of walk in little circles around her, and she'll never be able to do anything. Nobody's challenged like that in a long time. You got something there, kid. Something we can use. Get ready. You're coming on the burn raid, and it's going down soon. Wait, the burn raid? What's that? All you need to know is that it will be a blast. Welcome to the party. Thanks. See you later. A blast. Is that some kind of pun? You're better than me, that's for sure. Do me a favor and fight facing me when you go up against those Seraph. Facing you? Why would I do that? Because if you're facing me, then the Seraph you're fighting will have their backs pointed my way. That gives me a nice, easy bullseye to put them down. Get it? Okay, whatever you want. Right, what else we got? Look, there's a guy who's in jail here. This is Corporal Biera? Certainly not Corporal Burn. Did you come here to gloat, thug? Keep your voice down. I'm an agent of the Seraph. Logan sent me here to help find out what the bandits are up to. Do you know anything? They don't tell us anything. They don't feed us either. Can you get me out of it? They don't even feed you. Jesus. I'll do what I can, but no promises. Shh, they're watching. Yell at me or something. Quick. Oh, right. You're really some kind of tough bandit, aren't you? Stop! Leave me alone! I tried to find the key to this cage. Be strong. All right. So we've got to try and help her out. We've got some riflemen here. Hey, it's the new kid. What do you want, Proby? Switch sent me. He needs your key to the prisoners' cages. Time to feed them their gruel. You sure you want to feed them? Last time I did, I ended up wearing that gruel. Yeah, I heard. That's why I get the job. Sucks to be the new kid, huh? Look, we're actually pretty witty. We're pretty good at this. Okay, so what? Have I got the key now? Are you back to pick on me again? Psst, did you find the key? I did. Here, after the bandits leave to do their job, use it and get out of here. I owe you one, friend. Stop saying that about my mother. Keep your head down, stay quiet, and you'll be home soon. So that's actually a totally hidden objective that has nothing to do with the story and probably most players don't know about. And, you know, we could just infer that we did the good thing here. Maybe the devs had an idea for a mechanic that could have given us charm or dignity or something way back when. But yeah, okay, so anyway, back to the primary objective. Who else we got? Well, we got Blaze here in the middle.
Make it quick.
Hey, don't just stand there, lend me a hand. I can't find my fuses. I got powder, but I can't blow stuff up without fuses. Start at the back of the cave and make it quick. Fuses, alright, I'll get them. Okay, so we've got to go to the back of the cave here. And we've got to grab the fuses off of these hatchlings.
Hurry up. Blaze wants those fuses.
It's like the Drakes are getting a little cozy with them. You sure about this?
I was. But maybe now I'm changing my mind.
They do look quite intimidating. Do you like how the barrels are like wobbling a little bit there? Did you see that as well? Alright, okay, in we go. So we'll burn them down. You weak bandits. Look, Debs is so strong, man. Guardian is so power crept in some ways. It's so crazy. Alright, we get an ooze. That's why it was wobbling. Oh dear. So we want to... hey, you see that one wobbling in the background there as well? That's another really nice detail, actually. That, again, I think most people would miss. Look, 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 look. And there's an ooze in this one as well. So, obviously, we don't want to do the wobbling ones. But killing oozes is fun. This guy emobes. Alright, and here, the big chest in the middle. Inside is a bundle of fuses tied together with twine. Take the fuses. Okay, good. Let's move on out. That'll be Blaze. Maybe we can get some information off of him. And then there's Uptown Johnny on the left as well that we want to talk to. Hey, Blaze. Hey, okay, yeah, you mean these fuses? Yeah, just what I was looking for. Now I can really start cooking. What's on the menu? My favourite, fire and flames. A double job in the city. We torch a couple of buildings and the Seraph get burned in the process. Know what I mean? Nothing like a nice crackling fire. Oh, yeah. Bright lights, big noises, smoking remains. I can't wait. This kind of job gives life meaning, you know? Meaning and purpose. Certainly gives me a purpose. See you there. Alright, so we heard about a blast. We heard about this. They're going to torch some buildings. Uptown Johnny, you got anything?
Johnny, baby. Man plus.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just watch yourself.
That was pretty good. Okay, I like to think she was saying that to him. I've never seen... That's so venomous and caustic, the way she said that. I've never seen you before. Who are you? I'm Shadow from Portage Haven. That's a real place, guys. You may remember. I just moved into the city. I think you're a lying Seraph spy. Better change my mind or you're dead. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. So I can say, call me a liar again and I'll nail your tongue to a tree. Come on, I'm too good looking to be Seraph. Or Big Nose Ted sent me. If you don't like it, take it up with him. I'm too good looking to be Seraph. Yeah, no way Captain Fancy Pants Thackeray would let anyone prettier than him in the ranks. I'm gonna like working with you. I hope you're on my team. I wonder if that's only because we're a lady and we're like questioning his masculinity to an extent or something. Team? There are teams? Right, you're new. We've got a big arson job coming up with 2 targets. Big Nose Ted wants both fires started at the same time. So we're splitting into teams. What are the targets? An orphanage and a military hospital. This is Ted's best plan yet. I hope I get the orphanage. It will be more fun. Fun's fun, but I prefer cash. What's the angle? Ted's got to deal with the ministry. We make the Seraph look worthless, like they can't protect anybody. And when the council takes over, they let us do as we please. Devious, thanks. Somehow I feel like the ministry guard, yes, are doing this terrible thing that we learn about here. But also I feel like if their plan goes off without a hitch, they'll just throw the bandits to the side. They're just a tool to the ministry guard, you know, and the bandits think they'll have a cushy position afterwards, but it's very unlikely they actually will. Devious, thanks. See you later at the job. So this is a fact that would actually rock Deborah quite to her core. Let's have a look once again at our initial decisions here, and you'll notice that as a part of her backstory, she has unknown parents. One of my biggest regrets is that I have unknown parents. When I was an infant, I was abandoned at an orphanage. A kind couple adopted me and became my family. However, I've always wondered about my birth parents. So, our backstory is that we actually grew up in that orphanage. We grew up there with a little brother. Both of us spent our time after our birth. Parents abandoned us. And, you know, eventually we got adopted and taken out. Our little brother, potentially still at the orphanage, though we may have lost touch since that time. And so the idea that the orphanage is getting torched, my god, that's a pretty terrifying thing. This is actually a really cool combo of backstory options to do. Be a commoner that also didn't know their parents, because you get this really intense moment where the place you grew up is about to be attacked. So, let's go tell Logan all about what we've learned here.
Here's our favorite new undercover operative now.
So, hey, Lieutenant Francis. Groban we've got here. Anise is here. What does she say at the start? You interest me, and not just because Logan thinks highly of you. You've got a certain panache of your own. Did you know that? Not nearly as striking as you, my lady. If I have any social skill, I achieved it from watching the Shining Blade from afar. Do we have ambitions to join the Blade? Now you're just flattering me. Clever, my dear. You'll go far. I hope so. Okay, Logan, I knew you'd make it out safely. What did you learn? It's bad. Ted plans to burn down the Vanguard Hospital and Queen's Heart Orphanage. That filthy scum will have to split to cover both sites, so we'll be stretched thin. I'll lead the defense on one. Lieutenant Francis will take the other. You go with one of us. Okay, so we're going to cover both, and we get a choice here. This is like the defining personal story choice. Way back when, this is the option the devs always talked about as an example to define what the personal story was about, where choices were concerned. Difficult choices. Do you pick the orphanage where you grew up and there's lots of little kids and there's that like emotional level to it? Or do you pick the hospital, which realistically speaking is probably the more practically intelligent thing to go for? Well, what I'm going to go for is the orphanage. I don't think that Deborah can live with herself if that place burns down, particularly if her little brother by blood is there. So we're going to help cover the orphanage. You're with me then. Good work, by the way. If you were Seraph, I'd promote you. Thanks. That sounds like an interesting idea, doesn't it? Well, I'm ready when you are.
Ted thinks we can't be in two places at once. That's why the gods invented teamwork.
Did the gods invent teamwork, Logan? Is that actually the situation? All right, so we got to get to the orphanage as fast as possible. We do have the jump on the bandits here. Maybe we can stop disaster before it strikes. The next weapon I want to show you for Guardian as we go into this next instance is the Scepter. So it's still just a one-handed weapon. If we go to our equipment here, you'll see that I've actually bought everything and got ready. So Deborah's raring to go. So as a Guardian, yes, you're like a warrior heavy armor kind of class. So you get swords and shields and stuff. But you also have a lot of magic in you. And that means you get an interesting mix of both magical and martial weapons. And so like Elementalist, like Casey, with his magical inclinations, here we also find another Whitetail can use magical stuff and the Scepter. So, the auto attack is just this. Very simple. One of the most simple skills in the game. It's an orb. It's called Orb of Wrath. Again, I think it might be named after a Guild Wars 1 thing. It just does damage and it goes 900 range. They move quite slow though. But yeah, that's how you attack with your autos. And I really like it because it's clean and clear and simple as a skill, you know, unlike so many others that have chains and whatnot. Right, so arson at the orphanage as night falls here now. And wow, there's a real crowd here at our home instance now. Hello, everyone.
The orphanage is this way. Keep moving.
Okay.
Stop them before the fire spreads.
And it's already on fire. Brilliant. Okay, so Queen's Heart Orphanage. We're going to try and save it. Okay, let's get in.
Save the children.
We're in. I want a full building sweep. Move.
Oh my god, there's so much stuff to talk about here. Okay, so there's loads of bandits on the insides. Loads. And they were doing really cruel things. What were they saying about the kids there? Calling them little brats or something? Unbelievable. So let's use our Scepter skill too. Once again, it's another symbol, like how Sword had a symbol. This one is the symbol of punishment, though. And this one gives us might. So, create a symbol on the ground that strikes foes and grants might. So let's cast it on Uptown Johnny.
They don't get this under control. The whole neighborhood could go up.
And you'll see we can actually break him down pretty comfortably and even empower our Seraph Soldier allies here. Somebody save the children. That reminds me of The Simpsons so much. Oh, we just got a level there as well. Very nice. So yeah, that's the skill 2, the symbol of punishment.
arson.
Math time, kids. How many bombs does it take to set a Seraph on fire?
Oh my god, how many bombs does it take? These people are straight up crazy evil. So yeah, try and get AoE as much. So we're hitting everyone and giving might to everyone here. Really nice. And then finally, you've got the skill 3 on Scepter, which is Chains of Light. Immobilize and make your foe vulnerable with ethereal chains. So I can cast these chains on Delia, and she can't move anymore, and she can't dodge or anything.
Keep it up. They're tough, but they're no match for us.
And that's a way of holding her in our symbol. Very simple. That's the whole kit.
Get back, you animal. These children have suffered enough.
Fine. You want a piece of me? Come
Stay
and
behind
get
me,
it.
children. With Cormier's help, I will protect you.
So, here's something really cool. There is a priestess of Cormier here. There are these kids crying behind her, and she's kind of using guardian-y magic. Funnily enough, when Deborah was born, people said that she was blessed by Cormier. Everyone said that I was blessed by Cormier when I was young. Cormier is the goddess of order, spirit, and truth. She was once mortal, like me. She inspires me every day to find greater courage and to seek rightness of heart, mind, and action. So I like the sense that, you know, maybe this priestess of Cormier who worked at this orphanage as we grew up here influenced us in some way with our guardian magics and what we do. As we look around, though, furiously, there is no sign of any little boy that we recognize. Hopefully he got adopted, maybe to some rich family that we don't know about, happens behind the scenes. That would be a nice story, wouldn't it? So there you go, they're all dead. They're all dealt with. The fire starts going out. The room fills with smoke. I really love this effect. Actually feels like a real major fire. They use the smoke really well here. I don't know anywhere else in the game they use smoke as well as they do in this room. It's badass, right? Anyway, so let's pull on out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Every child is safe. Thanks to you. Cormier bless you.
Cormier bless you too. In fact, I have the prayer to Cormier right here. Yeah, look, that's Cormier. Okay, cool. She doesn't really say much. Logan? Okay, so hold on, but that's only half the story. We saved the children, but what about the hospital? It's the Ministry Guard and Serentine. You're back.
The Ministry Guard will take it from here.
I don't see any nobles. This is Seraph business. My people will make the arrests.
If you insist. Tell me, how did you respond so quickly?
We were in the right place at the right time. Don't underestimate the Seraph, Commander.
Very well. Congratulations on doing your job correctly, Thackeray. For once. Ministry Guard, clear out.
All right, we're done here. Let's head over to the hospital and check on Lieutenant Francis. It's anything like this, he'll need our help.
Yeah, this was absolutely chaotic. These bandits are really evil. Torturing, imprisoning, starving people. It's not just banditry. You know, this isn't just arson. This is like... This is like kicking down at children. And did you hear her there? I love her voice actor. She's so cool. Really, really, really nasty sounding woman. She seems to come from a real place of wanting to help people, but she cares more about the ministry than the commoners. And we are the commoners. I love that like link there of Logan looks out for us. He feels like much more of a hero, right? Anyway, so yeah, you can see the fire off in the distance. It doesn't look very good, does it? We only had time to go. We're only one person. We can only go to one place. I hope you've done well, Lieutenant Francis. It wasn't easy for us. Oh, it looks like he's got it perfectly fine. Awesome. Look, everybody's outside, or a few people are outside. How's it going, guys?
Lieutenant Francis, what's the situation here? We got all the people out, sir, but so far we haven't found any.
Oh, dear.
Francis, tell me you got everyone out of there in time.
No, sir. Sorry, sir. We got some of the people clear, but there were still people inside when it went up.
I want injury and casualty counts right away. Did you at least catch the arsonists?
No, sir. Never even saw them. Sorry, sir.
We had better luck at the orphanage. Big-Nosed Ted won't cause anyone any trouble ever again.
That's not enough. We have to do better. Look, we've all been through a lot. And this isn't the time or place for a debriefing. Especially not with Serentine sniffing around. She keeps turning up at these crime scenes, but always too late. I'm starting to wonder if there's a connection.
Me too.
Meet me in my office after you've had a chance to rest up. We'll discuss our next move then.
So we've done enough heroic things and helped enough now. That's a big moment. Logan's basically said, yeah, I want you on board. He's helping out close, tight-knit with us. It seems pretty good, right? Could be a route into the Seraph. Francis, though, what a disappointment. Jesus.
I'll watch over this place.
By the gods, who would do such a thing? These soldiers were wounded in the line of duty. Who would burn them in their beds? Somebody with a larger plan. These fires are a part of a well-orchestrated campaign. You're right. Somebody ordered this fire. I'll kill whoever was behind this. I swear it. I would sleep better knowing they won't ever hurt anyone again. Okay. Logan, what's your take on the situation here, man? This is pretty grim. A lot of brave soldiers died here tonight. It's the Seraphs. It's my responsibility to contact their families. Let me do my duty. And then we're going to find out whoever did this and make them pay. I'll be ready, Captain. I'll meet you in the office later. Okay. So, off to Logan's office after we, get a bit of R&R, put our feet up, maybe check in with Andrew and Petra a little bit, make sure they're okay. Obviously, their tavern wasn't targeted, but was very near. A lot of chaos in the Salma district recently, I think it's fair to say. All right, so as we run over, this is the final story part of the first chapter for Human Commoners. It's the end. You'll notice the story step's called The Commander, which, in light of how the story in general goes, you know, the main character becoming the Commander, I think it's a really interesting name for a story step now that it's just this weird, like, obscure human story step that is the Commander. You'd think they'd save that for something better. Deborah won't necessarily become the Commander in her story, but as a part of Guild Wars 2. Anyway, so let's move in and I'll show you that final shield ability, which I'm just remembering I never actually activated. So, hey, Logan, Anise. The lighting in here just blows my mind every time.
I never should have sent Francis alone. He's a good man. He's not...
You're too hard on yourself, Logan. And on everyone else. The Queen doesn't expect perfection. Why do you?
Doesn't she? I don't know. You're a welcome sight. Captain Thacker is eager to discuss his plans, but he doggedly refuses to do so without you. Wow, so he really likes us here. Of course, we know a little bit of why Logan is so hard on himself and demands perfection. He has a bit of a tormented past, and he needs to justify why he's at the Queen's side so much. This is a temporary victory. Commander Serentine's clearly helping the bandits. She's disrupting our investigations, and she's breaking the bandits out of prison when we do catch them. Alright, so what? She's an evil member of the Ministry Guard, but why? What's her backstory? We don't really get into that. What's her motive? What can we do? Can we arrest Serentine and bring her to trial? Not without hard evidence or a confession. Serentine doesn't know what happened with the arsonist, so she might be planning to break Big Nose Ted out of jail. Ah! Could the Countess disguise me as Ted? I could trick a confession out of the commander. A brilliant idea, Anise says, but I can't let you go in alone. I have the power to disguise us all. You'll need our help if Serentine refuses to surrender. Ah, so obviously the commander is referring to her as the commander. Done. Okay, so we're going to disguise ourselves, pretend to be Big Nose Ted getting arrested even though we'd killed him, and she might try and bust us out. And the second we see that, boom. Hard evidence. Excellent. I think we're as ready as we can be. It's time to talk to Anise so she can disguise us. So this is the finale. Disguise you as Big Nose Ted and us as bandits? You really are as clever as Logan says. Hold on, that was more your idea, Anise. Well, it was kind of half my idea. Once we're disguised, we'll go down to the dungeons and wait in the cells. When Serentine arrives to break us out, we've got another demonstration here of Anise's strength and power as a mesmer. As simple as snow. Hold still, my friends. This might feel strange, but I promise it won't hurt. Oh, God, okay. Whenever you're ready, my lady. Oh, we just became a boy!
Wait, what? What's up with my face? Now, why do I have to be the burned one?
It's not permanent, so stop crying. We need to be in the cells before Serentine arrives. Let's move.
Not just a boy, but a boy with a big nose.
I was too hard on Francis. Ultimately, the responsibility lies with me.
Reminds me a lot of the Jumanji movie, where a woman becomes a man and she's just fascinated with the idea of peeing standing up. Okay. Alright, so we're into the cells. Throwing ourselves in jail. This will be a moment to remember.
Shh. I hear something.
It's coming from below, and that floor grate is moving. So that's how they've been getting in and out without being seen.
Patience, Logan. Hush, or you'll give away the entire game.
Ted, springing you is becoming a full-time job, you troll-faced goon. Come on, I'm getting you out of here.
Thanks, Commander, but I'm not Ted, and you're not going anywhere.
The game is over, Serentine. If you want to live, throw down your weapons. Now.
Clever. Finally one step ahead of me, eh, Logan? Too bad you won't live to brag about it. Guards, leave no one alive. That's an order.
It's interesting to me that she does this personally, and that she's got so many allies.
Shield formation. I can't be seen
What
here.
are we waiting for?
Idiots.
Rush
Kill
them!
Logan, wait. Don't rush in.
Wait, don't rush in, Anise says. And if you watch, look how crazy strong Anise is. She summons like 100 phantasms and just straight up slays a ton of Ministry Guard. This shield effect is beautiful, by the way.
Break formation. Spread out and take them down.
And you don't see anywhere else in the game visually. It's called Reflection and launches incoming attackers. So if we go towards her, I think we're supposed to get thrown away, basically. She's got Divine Radiance. That's actually Logan accidentally healing her there because mechanically she's an ally. But look how cool that is. The devs need to return that. It's like an arcane kind of animation or effect, right? Maybe what Arcane Shield originally was going to look like for the Elementalists. Casey would know more about that. So anyway, you get a ton of Ministry Guards. And Anise is just a god. This is a brilliant, like, climax, I think, because it just shows how ridiculously strong she is. And, you know, us with our symbols, we're really good. So the Shield 5 is this.
Don't dance. Kill. Gods, do I have to do everything myself?
We turn into a giant, portable, moving projectile destruction bubble. So any rangers or anything shooting at us with a bow or whatever, we would just destroy all of their damage. We can move around with it. We become a moving light field. We knock people away with it. And you can double tap it to explode the big shield into a heal. And I'll show you that here in a second. Really, really, really awesome skill. And so much power is on the shield here. So look, we've got it. And I can press it again to detonate. And there it goes away early, but we heal our allies around us inside it. So just a badass skill. I love shield. I really do. Really good if you want to be like a supporty kind of healy kind of guy. Excellent stuff. Anyway, so getting back onto our scepter. Let's use our virtue of justice and our virtue of courage to protect everyone and do lots of damage. And we'll might them all up here. And we'll blow Serentine up. Knock her away with the shield for a second. Interrupt whatever she was doing. Hold her inside the symbol. Yeah. Serentine, why? What was your backstory, though? What led you to these things? Well, time will tell.
That was exhilarating. And effective. Commander Serentine's little work release program is officially shut down. You've won a major victory for your queen, Captain. But it wouldn't have happened without the help of our new friend.
Anise is right. Congratulations are in order. You have more than earned the gratitude of the Seraph. Enjoy your victory. I'll be in touch with you again soon. Divinity's Reach can always use someone we can trust.
I'll be ready.
There we have the story, and here you go. We get our Black Lion key. As I said, you can rush through that really, really, really quickly. We get our chest key. We get a letter from Logan. It's a great shame that Serentine's betrayal went unnoticed for so long. You've restored the reputation of the Seraph, and for that, I'm sincerely grateful. Well, what about the reputation of the Ministry Guard? And we get some, you know, some cool loot and things. We do get a mail as well, which I'll read in a second, which is to do with our next story. And so, yeah, that's the conclusion of the Commoner storyline, an introduction a little bit into the Ministry stuff. One of the early adventures of Deborah. Now, I love to think that at this point, having helped the Seraph so much and earned so much of their favor, she turns right back around, marches into that office, and joins their rank, becoming Deborah Whitetail of the Seraph. Perhaps goes on some duties and commissions before joining the Screaming Falcons a little bit later. So, yes, this is the Seraph gear. Very cool looking. And we did just get a mail, so let's have a quick read. It says it's from a friend. Huh. You are not alone? Wait, Andrew or Petra or someone else? I'm a researcher for the Queen's Archives, and I've recently uncovered some information regarding your parents. I thought you might want to see it. I would prefer to discuss the details in person, so if you will meet me at the Palace Gardens at Divinity's Reach, I'll share them with you. To prove I am what I say, I have enclosed half of an amulet which I believe will match a broken one you've owned since you were born, something my research led me to uncover. I look forward to meeting you face to face. Sincerely, a friend. Huh. Well, isn't that just a mystery? I guess we'll learn a little bit more about both Deborah's and Casey's true parents in the next bonus episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you there. The poison in the wine was difficult to track, but unusual enough to make a positive identification. Smugglers, no doubt working on behalf of the bandits, had gotten it to the inn. But what had caused Minister Brios to go there in the first place? Serentine paced the wide halls of the ministry chamber, avoiding the peasants who scuttled along on business here or there. They did not concern her, only the safety of the ministers did. Something had to have drawn Brios downtown, something important enough for him to go quickly and shady enough that he didn't bring a guard. Had he been engaging in treason? It was possible. More than a few ministers were on record with the belief that the treaty with the Char was foolhardy, throwing away victories and condemning Ascalon to Char rule forever. Opening the door to Brios' office with her master key, Serentine stepped inside. She ruffled through every scrap of information she could find, digging through his desk unreservedly. Receipts, dinner invitations, missives from Ascalon settlement, the area that Minister Brios represented, and scraps of notes from various ministry sessions. Nothing personal, nothing that named the inn or implied a reason for him to leave the safety of his apartments. Take the schedule book and seize any classified files, she ordered the two guards that followed her. One of you stay on door duty here, and the other... Before she could finish her sentence, Serentine's eye fell once more on a piece of paper that she discounted in her initial search. An invitation to afternoon tea with the Countess Anise, dated the same day as Brios' death. Anise, Serentine frowned. Master exemplar of the Shining Blade. But if Brios had been considering treason, how did he walk away from a meeting with the Queen's Guard?